Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Hi, guys. How are you? I am fine. My name is Queen Edika of the Most High God, and I welcome you again to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, what are we talking about today? We're talking about relationships gone bad. Yeah. So most times when relationships are new, it's all loving, everything is going on fine. Then at some point it start getting bad. So what are those things that you can do to prevent your relationship from going to sweet, sweet, sweet to bad to the point where people start having resentment for each other? This is the reason why you see you hear on the blog or on the news, you see that someone killed someone because of one thing. People who were so loving before, they loved each other so much, they could die for each other from beginning. But before you know it, you're hearing stories of how someone, you know, killed someone or attempted to kill someone just because of relationships that has gone so bad. Do you understand? So what are those things you can do to your relationship to prevent it from going bad? Because it is scary how people can go from loving each other so much to hating each other so much. That is too much, and we should try as much as possible to avoid it. That should be your major concern when you're in a relationship. What are those tiny, tiny things you can do? What are those measures you can take for you to prevent your relationship from going to the point where you guys love each other so much? To the point where it's like, fuck, I hate you. What was I even seeing in you in the first place? Like, who the hell are you? Do you understand? So this thing can apply to any kind of relationship that you have with anybody. One thing you have to understand in life is that you have to feed your relationship. It is that food you're going to give that relationship today that will help it to grow tomorrow. If you don't feed your relationship, how is it going to grow? How is it going to even last? Just like we feed our body. If you do not feed your body, the body is not going to be okay. In fact, you're going to die if you don't feed yourself. That's exactly what happens to relationship. If you do not feed it, it's going to die. And not just feeding it, but you have to feed it consistently. Like, it's not like today thing or a month thing. Let me do this and stop it. No, it's something that has to go on. You have to keep feeding it for it to keep on going and can keep on lasting. So yes, that is why I am here today, for us to interact, for us to talk about what are those few things you can do for you to make sure I don't go from good to bad, hmm? From honey to paper maker. You know what I'm talking about. Like, there are so many things you can do for you to save that loving, beautiful relationship you have. I mean, does it have to end with hate? Do you guys have to hate each other? The love can still be there even if it's no longer working. You can go your separate ways and just be matured about it. Someone will ask me, the person asks me, what do you know about relationships that you like to talk about? I'm like, what are you saying? I know about relationships. Like, hello. One thing about life is that you can actually learn, you can actually talk about things, maybe from your experience, maybe from your inspiration, or you're not blind now, you see, like, you see things going on, and that's exactly the case. Now, me, I can talk about relationship because I have the experience, yeah, I have the inspiration. They flow like water, inspiration they flow like and then most importantly, is it most importantly, but whatever. Thirdly, I have eyes to see and observe. I see people's relationship. I see how things turn out. I see how things turn out. I see the outcome of things. I'm on social media. I see things and I learn and I observe. So in fact, anybody can talk about anything as long as you know what you want to say. Five things you can do that will prevent your relationship going from good to bad. Do you understand? And what is number one thing? Hey God, see, you see, I hear people say communication in everything, but communication cannot be overemphasized. That is one thing you have to understand. If you're privileged enough to have someone, a friend or a partner or whatever that relationship is, do you understand? If you're privileged to have someone who is able or who loves to speak up, you know, just speaking up when they are angry or when they're not okay with something, I want you to understand that it's a blessing to you. Like, it's a blessing because not everyone is able to speak up. Some people do not know how to communicate it out there. Do you understand? Some people find it so difficult for them to open up and say how they express themselves, how they feel. And it's a very, very big problem. Now, if you're privileged enough to have someone who opens up, it is on your side, on your part, for you to be able to receive this person openly. So that when someone is complaining to you or expressing themselves or saying something to you, you're able to, give that energy back to the person by what? By listening, being a good listener. You have to understand what this person is saying and address and try your possible best for you to address this issue so that it does not like escalate, because that is always the problem. When someone is opening up to you or trying for you to see the point that he or she is making, but you are playing deaf ear. You're not listening to this person. You're trying to just bypass everything. A lot of things are not supposed to be left on, just let's just leave it. Do not be someone that likes to swipe issues under the carpet. Just like we are done with that. That happened yesterday. Let's just let it be without talking about it. I think that is one killer of relationship because some people don't want to talk about it. It's almost like you are scared of talking about, what happened. Like whatever it is, like you have to be bold enough for you to address it. Let's know what went wrong. Let's know, where we both got it wrong. And then when you have someone who is like a person will like to communicate in a very, very respectful, kind, ah, kind manner, you're going to you're going to be lucky forever because that is a very, very rare thing to find. Most times when people are upset, they run away from communication. It's just like I don't want to talk about this thing. Meanwhile, some other persons when they're upset, they want to have this discussion so that everything will be addressed immediately. I think I'm the kind of person that wants everything to be addressed immediately. Like this thing has happened. Okay, you are angry. Okay, now let's address it so that we can all move on. Because guess what? If you don't address that another particular time, what will happen is that you're going to be angry. And then I believe that when you are angry for like more than a day, it's getting to 2 days, you are wasting your life. Because why will you be angry for 2 good days? Even if some like I believe that the essence of life is happiness. Now for my belief, I feel like if today the whole of today I'm not happy, I have wasted today because I know that today will never come back. Why will I be sad for a whole day? So it's just like if I make you angry, I'm trying my best to see that I address it so that you can stop being angry. I know that you can't be angry because of me. Do you get? I'm trying my best to say, okay, let's talk about it. What did I do wrong? Let's do this thing. Right. Everybody will be happy and then we can live life. Because to me, living life means being happy. Now when you're unhappy and I'm happy, you're not living life and I'm not living life. And that's a very, very big problem to me. I want to live life. For me, living life means that I'm happy. So if I'm sad, it means I'm stuck somewhere. But then if you're lucky you are two people who love to communicate properly, trust me, that relationship will strive more than other relationships. So I want you to hold communication so high. Understand that it is one tool that when you use it properly, it's going to save you a lot of things in your relationship. Because what's that thing that's good, like good communication that was done in love, kindness, in peace, patience, tolerance, a good communication that was done properly. Tell me that thing that it cannot solve. Do you understand? Tell me that thing that it cannot solve. And then always do your due diligence. Like before you get into something serious with someone, make sure you know that person, at least to some extent. It's very, very important too. Let me say you just see person, you jump one. It can work for you, people they get luck, but just try as much as possible for you to at least know some things, how this person reasons. If you people can actually have a conversation, if you people can actually understand each other. These things are very, very important. Because guess what? Those are the things that will still keep this thing from, for how long it might last or it's going to last. Those primary things where you see early that time, ignore them. And that's still that same thing I go kuma kill that relationship and take it to the point where both of you will now be cat and dog, now be fighting all the time, which is not supposed at all. The second thing you can do for you to actually make sure that your relationship does not go from good to bad. What is this thing? Stop deceiving yourselves. Like, yeah, stop deceiving yourselves. Most of these things, before it gets to that point where hate is involved, there is a lot of repetition, a lot of cry. People must have even cried about it. These people that just end up breaking up their marriage or relationship, or you now see that they are now fighting over children. There must have been a pattern, a repetition. But guess what? Because maybe people think that time it was love, and the love has blinded you guys. Maybe there is actually 60% problem in the relationship, but the 40% is all lovey dovey. So because of the lovey dovey, you go blind on an eye. You will stop seeing that part that is wrong, that part that is bad, that is supposed to be addressed. You people will be suppressing that part because of the 40% that you people are enjoying. And because of this, now they deceive on ourselves. Do you understand? And if you're deceiving yourself, definitely it's not going to last. So whenever you see that something is going wrong repeatedly, it's either you people come out and address it up and play. If it's going to lead to the breakup, let it lead to breakup. Both of you will go home happy. Everybody will go and say, "Pray," and nobody will die. Nobody will have hate. Nobody will have resentment. Do you understand? But if we are not deceiving ourselves now, we will ignore that part and still be trying to patch things up, patch things up, patch things up. It will get to a point, it will now explode. That period, you cannot do anything about it because you cannot control it at that moment. Do you understand? So you now look back and then, you feel like, after all this while, then hate will now enter, regrets will enter, a lot of things will be entering. So, yes, another thing that you should do for you to make sure that your relationship does not go from good to bad is appreciation. How often do you appreciate? Do you understand? Appreciation does not mean that it's when you are maybe you're receiving money you have to appreciate or anything. If you are the man in the relationship, appreciate your woman for being there for you. If you are the woman, always appreciate your man for being there for you. Do you understand? If that sense of appreciation is there, everybody is going to make everybody to be happier. Because one thing is that everybody, like, people understand when their efforts are being appreciated or not, and never you for once try to start um measuring the role of, okay, I'm the woman, you should appreciate me more because I take care of the kids. I'm the woman, appreciate me more because I'm the woman. Or you now say, okay, I'm the man, you have to appreciate me more because I'm the one who is providing for the family. Yeah, I'm the man, appreciate me more. You guys are just being stupid and crazy and dumb, and you are people are animals. So people don't have sense. Just make sure that you try and appreciate each other. Appreciate just how much you can. Just make sure you appreciate each other from your heart. From your heart. Because people know when it's not from your heart. People know when you are not happy about something. So when you want to do something, do it from your heart. Just make sure you're doing it because this person is my person. Okay? And then if someone is not appreciating you enough, you can communicate it. There is no single thing you cannot talk about in communication. People think communication is all about. There are conversations that are so hard to have. That is why people will run away from it in the first place. They are so hard. In fact, you don't know how to start this thing. But that is the essence of it now. You have to communicate it properly. This person will, at least you will now hear what the person has to say and then know how to address it. So, what's the next thing you can do for you to make sure that your relationship does not go from beautiful to to bad? Another thing you have to make sure you do in a relationship for you to work is that, hey God, when anything goes wrong in whatever thing you are into, any friendship or relationship you're into, make sure you're not the kind of person that likes to push out blame. Do you understand? Be the kind of person that will take your own blame also. Like, both of you should also understand that you have a part. Both of you played a part in that thing. Do you understand? So that when someone else is taking their own blames, you're taking your own blames also. If you're someone that is always pushing everything out there, it's not my fault, it's your fault, there's going to be a problem. Always understand and be kind enough to understand that, okay, I played a role in this. Maybe there is something I have done that I have led to this thing. And that is also, part of the communication, because if you don't communicate properly, you will never be able to get to that point where now be like, okay, this one I did it, this one you did it. Now we can now resolve it and not do that again if it's the problem. Do you understand? But if you do not have a proper communication schedule or communication relationship, you will never be able to get to this point where you can all pick your blames. Don't ever be that kind of a person that you feel like you are blameless. You can never go wrong. Okay, even without your notice. Okay, you can actually be wronging people without you knowing it. but that communication will tell you. And when people are telling you that you've done this thing wrong, understand, okay? Be kind enough to welcome them and be like, oh, this thing is important to you. I didn't realize. Something else you can do for you to make sure that your relationship does not go from good to bad is just try and make sure that you spice up your relationship, okay? Be creative enough to know that, oh, mommy, is like this is getting bored, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. That thing will help you create a lot more memories. Because I don't even know what you guys are doing if you're not creating memories. I don't know. Life is all about creating good, fantastic memories, okay? And that is why if you're in something and you're always, the memories you have there does not really make you smile. You don't say you will there as you did. You remember sometimes and you smile. People will be asking you, "Nene, why you did smile?" It's a memory, something you just remember that made you, that happy. And that's the kind of memories you should be creating every day of your life. It's not like there is no routine in it. It's not as to say, okay, let's do it once in a while. No, good memories should be made every day. So anywhere you find yourself and you're talking with someone, you're relating with anybody, just try to make it fun. So that by the time you remember it in the future, it does not make you sad, rather it makes you happy. Do you understand? There are also some things you remember and tears want to fall down your eye because you're like, oh shit, I can't believe that this happened to me. Do you understand? So always try and make it all about the good memories. So that even bad thing memories should be all about something that is heavy, maybe the time that someone died, or maybe just something big happened, and then you're sad about it. So that you remember your daily activity and then you're sad about it. Like it's fucked up. Make sure you're creating memories in relationship. Make sure you're doing things that are out there, activities that are fun together, of course. Because if you're having anything, if you're having a relationship and you're always doing things on your own, trust me, you guys don't want to grow. Trust me, you guys don't have plan for each other. Trust me, you guys are just fooling yourselves and deceiving yourselves. If you want this thing you're working on to grow, you have to find activity that you can do together. Like not daily, but often as you guys can. Because you have to be the one to decide for yourself how often you can be together and then bond that is bonding. Life is all about the spice. Life is more beautiful when I is spice. Life is more beautiful with spices. I think the last thing I would like to say that will help you keep your relationships from going from good to bad is, gosh, run away from secrets. When stop doing things that will make your friend or your partner suspect you. Always try as much as you can for you to be open as possible. Just don't be someone that you're always giving these suspicious moves that people will always tend to suspect you. It's bullshit. Be open. The kind it to add more connection and more bonding to you and more love. Do you understand? And more love. If someone knows that you're hiding or you're trying to or you're doing something consistently that is making the person to suspect you, damn, is the person also is going to start withdrawing. And when you guys are not giving each other your best of yourselves, then there is going to be a problem. And at that point, um, it will start going bad. And you know that for things something to go bad, it has to start small. And when this thing starts small and you're not treating it or addressing it immediately, guess what? It will start repeating. And their repetition is what leads to going bad to the point that people will start fighting. So the repetitions of these things and then not being able to address it will lead to hate. And by that time the hate comes now, people will now be like, these two were once lovers, so they once loved themselves. How did it get from A to B to Z to the point where there is now hate? That person who you love before, you now begin hater. So please don't allow your relationship, don't allow your friendship, don't allow both the friendship or relationship you have with your family members, your friends out there that you meet, your lovers. Never you allow it to get to points whereby you are now hating on each other. Please, don't allow it to start from the beginning to prevent this thing, or try and stop it before it gets to hate. Try and stop it before it gets to resentment. Okay, this is gonna save you a lot of bad life. Okay, thank you so much for watching up to this moment. I love you so much. Please subscribe, like, and share, and comment also. Thank you. Bye.